Okay, I got the 55 on the stand. I got 100 pounds of sand cleaned, washed, rinsed, whatever, and got it into the tank. I now have and I put 5 gallons in just to level out the sand to begin with, to make sure I had enough. Yes, there's 100 pounds of sand in that tank, but cichlids love their soft sand. Currently I am filling the tank using the Python. I prefer it to the water hose. The water hose has, even after you run it for a while, it's kind of not good. Try making coffee with water run through a water hose, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm gonna let this fill up. Only 7 gallons of it is got chlorination, but I'm gonna let it sit overnight and chlorinate it tomorrow. And the reason I'm doing it like this is so I don't disturb a lot of the substrate, which is why I use a can for the Python right there, coffee can. That's my most handy tool with my aquariums. And just a recommendation for everybody: if you're setting up a new tank, make sure you clean your tank out. No soap. Just clean your tank out. You can use a vinegar and water and rinse it out really well. Some people use just regular chlorinated water out of the tap, and that's what I do. And let it dry out thoroughly. And then substrate, always wash your substrate. There's always some kind of debris or dust in your substrate. So that's the beginning basics. If you've got well water, of course you don't have to use dechlorinator, but I am on a city tap. So the first 5 gallons that I leveled the sand out with is dechlorinated water. And our chlorine levels are high right now, so I added 2 extra squirts to that 5 gallons. Instead of 5, I put 7. Okay, so this is this part. I certainly wasn't going to go through the whole pre-wash on video because it just takes so long. And I'm gonna let this fill up and settle, and we'll get back to the next bits tomorrow, and I'll show you some interesting things then, and that's where I'll continue this video. Oh, good day. How are y'all doing? I've got the 55 gallon filled, and the water is dechlorinated, and I've got decorations in there that have been cleaned beforehand. The heater is in place and plugged in, and it was rinsed beforehand, and the filter media have also been rinsed beforehand. Very important point here, whether you're setting up a new tank or you're changing your filter media in your filter, always rinse the filter media before you put it into the filter, preferably in dechlorinated or even tank water. A couple of sponges, sponge filters will be going in here later. In any case, what I did today to introduce bacteria into this tank is I took one of the sponge filters from the tank the fish are coming from and squeezed it out into this tank. And now the tank is cycling. In a couple of days I'll check the parameters to make sure everything's okay before I move the fish over. I had put the lids on, I put a light over it. I'm just taking a look at it. Mostly the light is on just for this video. I'll be turning it off when I'm finished. Just a few tips. Everything that goes into your tank should be clean if you're setting up a new tank. If you're moving your fish from another tank, the tank that you're moving your fish into should be clean. You don't want anything, any cross-contamination going on. I did add, because the fish are coming from another tank, I took 5 gallons of a water change and rinsed my filter media and rinsed all of the decorations, and there's more going in there, but not right now, in the tank water. I also took 5 gallons of that tank water and put it in this tank before squeezing the sponge out in there. And I squeezed the sponge out in there, and it really doesn't look too bad, but there is bacteria in there floating around. Thank goodness. And it's a quick start to, it's like jump starting your cycle. So any questions about that, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that you can refer to. In any case, I'll be testing parameters in a couple of days to make sure they're good before I move the blood parrots and the rainbows into this tank, and probably the clown loaches. I'm going to leave the convicts and the firemouth in the 75 gallon. They have equal aggression, so they should be fine together in there. The parrots and the rainbows are a little bit more docile, so I'm giving them their own space so they don't feel like they have to be caved up all the time. I will be putting terracotta pots in here for both of the species of fish, so they each have their own place. If they want to cave up, that's fine. I'm sure the sand won't stay the same because cichlids like to rearrange the floor of their environment. In any case, I'm working now just to get the water clear and cycled, and I'll do an update later on that when I move the fish over. I'll do an update. For now, that's all I'm going to put in so far as the setup goes. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have in regards to setting up a tank. So have a lovely day, and thank you for watching.